My name is Bishara, and I create fantastical ceramic sculptures out of stoneware clay. I started creating art, honestly, as early as I was able to hold a crayon, and it was primarily drawing and painting, and then within the last couple of years, ventured into sculpture and mold making. So I've moved to Colorado a little over 3 years ago, and I have found the Colorado artistic community to be the warmest, the most welcoming. I think I got into fantastical ceramic sculptures and fantasy art generally way back. From like a very young age, I was always obsessed with shows and movies that created worlds and me trying to create my own imaginary worlds and characters as well. I always like to start just with a very rough sketch. So much of the way that I work is improvisational. I just have an idea and then I have no idea what the work will turn out like in the end. I will typically start with either an object that I have. Maybe it's an object that was really valuable to my mother. Or I might go thrifting. I'm like, this piece of toy looks really interesting to me. Or I'll sometimes just sculpt something. Once I feel like I've accumulated enough pieces of my sculpture, I'll then go into arranging. And that's when I'll refer back to my sketchbook that has a sketch. In terms of the sculpture award that I am creating for CBCA, I was reverting back to my initial childhood love of carousels. I've also always loved birds. I knew I wanted a sun and a moon to sort of represent the tirelessness and dedication that goes into putting forth a business, putting forth an idea, and that's sort of around the clock you're thinking about it. That's your baby. I knew I wanted a heart somewhere in there to celebrate the passion that goes into doing something like that, creating your business, because you need the passion to sustain you. I know I need passion to sustain me in my practice. I feel like there's a lot of play in my sculpture. I feel like play generally is so necessary for having a business and being an entrepreneur. It is almost like a stepping stone to like making bolder decisions outside of our life.